Welcome to Ellis Mowers and More. Today we got this MTD Gold 50-inch Kohler V-twin lawn tractor here. Garden tractor because it's got the big tires on it. What it's doing? It's not running on its own power. We've got a lot of oil built up around one of the cylinder heads too. So in this video what we're going to do, see if we can get it running right, make it look a lot better too, a lot cleaner, and hopefully get this back to the customer here very soon. Let's get started. So I'll give you a quick look around. I'll give you the model number and everything while we're at it. 50-inch MTD garden tractor, MTD Gold is what they called it. The hood struts are a little bent up, but we'll work on that a little bit later. I'll show you the under the hood here in just a second as well. Had to put a battery in it just to get it going, but well, good news is the model number is not scraped off. There's a 13AP925P004, 50-inch hydrostatic, and what has happened is this is 3 mowers the guy I have gotten this from so far. The first one I filmed, it was the Troy built that was 2 years old that had water in the fuel, and the carb gaskets weren't on right, so I had to fix that. Now the second one I did not film. It was just a little MTD Craftsman zero turn, and it had water in the fuel and needed a carb clean. But I was able to just shoot gas into the top jets of the V-twin carb in order to get that one going. This one, hopefully it's just a valve cover gasket leak down here, but y'all see it's extremely dirty. What I would love to do, the good news is it doesn't really take too much to get this engine cover off of the Kohlers and get up underneath here to work on some stuff. What I'd like to do is get this off and just break open the carb, because it will run on starting fluid, but it won't run on its own power. So bleed, again, water in the fuel. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Now in order to get this off, you've got some 10 millimeters and some 8 millimeters that you got to get off. The back ones are going to be really tight, unfortunately. But we've got to get up under here so that we can access the carb and everything. So I'll show you what you got to take off here to get to where we're going to get to next. So two 10 millimeters for the front cover here. They go into plastics to be easy with them when you're screwing them back in. Two 10 millimeters here. The fuel pump and fuel lines work, so that's a benefit. We got an 8 millimeter right there. Same on the other side, and then you got two just tucked back here in the back. This has got the gas tank in the front of it, so it's going to be a little bit challenging to get the cover off and those bolts off of that cover, if that makes any sense. If you need some help to have access, you do have the, it looks like 10 millimeter brackets holding on the gas tank up top here, and we should be able to slide it up so that we can get those bolts off. That's what I'll probably do. Alright, again, just some 8 millimeters, some 10 millimeters, and then it's just two 10 millimeters holding this on. You've got to get these two pieces of the vent pipe and the breather pipe taken off. I don't think this thing's been running a little while because I got some dirt, governess, and things along those lines all up in here. And there's also a good bit of varnish here in the carburetor itself. So not promising. Worst case, I've got a carburetor here at the house. Just slap it on and call it a day. I think we can clean this one though. These, we'll see if these are receptive to cleaning or not. Pretty sure it's got a lot of water in it too, so just take that fuel line off, and then we take off the Oh, we got to take a ground wire off up here as well for this one to get it off. I do kind of want to let some of that gas out, so that's all right there for it to leak down. So Phillips screwdriver. Take this ground wire off. The Kohlers especially, I like to get rid of the anti-backfire because I see issues with the anti-backfire solenoid all the time on these things. Like it's almost all the time they're having issues. So there we go. I don't know if I have to take anything else off or if this thing will just slide off. Yeah, I do have to take this connector off. Everything should be free. There's a little plastic piece to take this V-twin carb off here. You got for the linkage for the throttle. I just got done doing that LX, that 325. And I'll tell you what, this is a walk in the park compared to that. You can access everything on this. Just make sure you don't lose that plastic piece, so you know, take it off, put it in safekeeping, and you'll be in good shape. So we're gonna get this linkage off now. So you can technically get, let's see, here, get that spring off of the. It does not want to relinquish there for some reason. There we go. Alright, and come on out. Pull the choke off here. And I'll pull the main throttle off here as well. We probably got a bunch of junk in this carb. I'm going to turn it upside down, let it drip some out. Oh, it's nasty. So let it do its thing there. I think we've got water, varnish, everything. You name it is probably in there. So we'll get this thing on the little bench to open her up and see what it looks like. And we'll do that next. Well, here's the inside of it. 4 Phillips head screws and a 3/4 inch wrench. We'll get you off here. And no bueno for what we've got here. The needle and seat are moving, which is good. We've got a bunch of junk in the carb here. So, especially the jet right here. So, given all that, I got to make sure that the passageway to the jet is clean, number 1, from the fuel solenoid down here. So we'll get that right. Got to make sure that that fuel solenoid works too. A really good way to do that off of this machine. Ah, so it works down here on the bottom. It didn't even come off, which is kind of crazy. So it's right there. So we'll douse it in a little bit of carb spray, get the jet clear again, hopefully, and get all this junk out from up top here as well that's kind of found its way in. And maybe we can save this thing. We'll see. It's really going a lot better now. Got all the stuff, you know, cleaned up here, and should be good. The plunger for the anti-backfire was so corroded in the bolt that it actually stuck in there, so I had to hammer it out. Got that clean though. We're going to put all this back on now. Just got to remember how to do this. So there is a specific order, I suppose, which will be that. So that's good. Try and give you all a better angle, but I have a big 60-inch Gravely behind it. That's bricked right now, so waiting on a couple of diodes. Obviously be careful when you tighten these. I'll snug them with a screwdriver. Then I'll get some of the junk out of this hole here. Oop, I forgot to put a plug in. Forgot to put a plug back into the carb here. So let me do that real quick. Forgot to put that little black plug back in that goes up beside the emulsion tube. I don't know what purpose it really serves, but because it's partially disintegrating, but oh, it's a secondary jet there. That's interesting. I didn't even see that jet. That's kind of crazy. We'll clean that out. I may just leave that plug out. I know it's there for a purpose and a reason, but it's probably just going to contaminate the carb, unfortunately, with how bad it is. Just doing a wire through here. I see it coming out of the hole up top there, which is good. Alright, so we're good there now. We'll put this back on now. Like I said, that little rubber piece, I know it serves a purpose, but I feel like it's gonna cause more issues with disintegration, all that stuff. Like I said, worst case is we have to put another carb on this. Ain't gonna be that big of a deal. Trying to save the customer a couple of bucks here, because he's trying to save up a little money to get the other machine from me that I fixed for him. But this one's kind of been in the way, so I'm trying to just get this one where it's running, so it's ready whenever he's got the money. Anyway, I'll throw this back on. We don't have to worry about hooking these up anymore, because it's nothing's going to be attached to it for power, and hopefully we'll have a running machine here in just a second. Put y'all on this side just so that you can see how the linkages go. So before you slide the carb on, put the choke linkage on. It should still be hooked to the bottom there. And put the top piece of your throttle linkage on. Make sure that little plastic eyelet is up top there as well. When you push it all back forward here, you can put your plastic piece back on, slide it in from the back, clip your bottom part of your throttle linkage on, put your spring on here as well, and you should be good to go. Now, if it didn't mess the gasket up, I just throw the nuts on it without this, but we're going to go ahead and put this on here. Again, I don't have to hook this up because that anti-backfire solenoid is not in play anymore. I just got to figure out where the holes are for this. There we are. All right, couple of 10 mils here. I'll put them on the front. All right. So now, I think we're ready to start it. It's got oil in it. We do need to give it a really good wash as well. So, but let me get y'all back here. I drained out the old gas in it. It was pretty bad. Put some fresh gas in it. I did that before we even started the video. So, we get a couple things off here, and we will try to see if this will go. Hopefully it will. I'm going to try once or twice here before we try some starting fluid. All right. So here we go. Gotta lube up some stuff though. Also, we got vegetation and stuff to burn off, so it's gonna be nice and smoky. So throttle linkages and stuff, like I said, are a little bit sticky. So we'll do that here. That should help. Just going to double check the oil one more time. Maybe we'll let it run for a couple of minutes here. Hopefully everything's good. And we are in the safe zone, so that's good, about halfway up on the stick. That's not going to fall over. We will have to secure that after we put the piece on the top back in. Alright, we'll give her one more whirl here. actually good. Very happy with that. Still seems like a little skipping at higher RPMs, but maybe it'll work its way out when we get everything taken care of here. So we're going to put the engine cover back on. I'm going to give this thing a really good wash. But before we do that, I want to make sure that everything drives and cuts like it's supposed to. And then we'll explore what else we may need to do to this. This may actually be all that we do to this. So we'll see. Because, you know, clients don't have unlimited money. So if we can get them back going again with a battery and a carb clean and a good wash, maybe we have to do a valve cover gasket here, something like that. We'll see after I run it for a little bit. Alright, y'all, we're going to get this thing out here. Hopefully this will be good. The blades are turning on their own. Just need to make sure it drives. And the only other thing I might have to do to this, like I said, I'm going to let it run, make sure everything's good on it. The only other thing I might have to do is put a valve cover gasket on that right side cylinder. Well, at least it ain't a brick in my driveway anymore. Not going in reverse though, y'all. So that's interesting. Deck belt's got to have a burn spot in it somewhere. Because that deck is all over the place when it's running. It might be right there. Looks like it was recently replaced though. Right there too. I'm just looking for black areas on it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a wash though, because it needs one pretty desperately. This thing is all over the place though, the mower deck. It's just like one of them catch-22s. You want to fix everything, but then some people just don't have the budget to fix everything. So it's like, how much further do I go? It runs and it cuts as it is. I got to get the reverse fixed, obviously. I don't know if that's a loose linkage or what, but I am going to wash it next. Figure out why this thing ain't going in reverse. It's also not picking up on the forward motion until pretty far up, so. And part of me thinks the brake might be stuck. And I can't see it as I do it here, but let's see. I do that, and then we'll see if I can pull this linkage back any after I do that. Let's see. Oh, that's not frozen up. Transmission belt isn't terrible, so, and it's going backwards. I'm gonna ride this thing around a little bit and see if I can figure out why reverse isn't working. Made decent progress so far though. We got it running. It ain't running the best, but it is running. So I figured the way that it's acting, also there's no like back pressure to stop the machine whenever you let off the pedal. So essentially I believe it's low on fluid. This is a hydro gear transaxle in this. And looks like all I got to do is take that piece off right there. And we're going to top off this transmission. I want to check the fluid type. See if I got anything close to that. Also, the fuel pump decided to blow out the back of the old one, so I put a new fuel pump in it as well. Let me get the hydro transmission topped off. Hopefully that will resolve our fluid issues. I don't see anywhere where the transmission really was leaking that bad. I mean, we've got a little just water seepage right there, but nothing crazy. I wonder if it was just been kind of low. The belt's fine, but the way that it's driving, that will not cause the issues that it is having. So, of the jerky transmission and stuff. So, I'll top off that down here, and hopefully we'll have us a nice smooth running tractor here next. So, I've got the transmission off, or transmission drain plug off, fill plug off. I don't see a drain plug anywhere, which is not good, but I don't know if you can see that in there, how bad it is. It's really bad. Like, I'll show you. So it smells burnt and looks like that. And that's not good. So, don't know if I'm going to try and Hail Mary this thing or what. Drain a little bit out. Put I have some Lucas hydraulic fix in there because I don't think he wants to put the money that needs to be put into this mower if I were to venture to guess. So, like I said, it does need a drive belt, but with the issues that it's got, it drives slow. It wouldn't be catching like it is, and that is some black fluid for 300 hours too. Wow. So let me see if I can get my little sucker thing in there and drain some of this hydro fluid out the top. Throw a little Lucas in and drive it around a little bit to see if it gets any better. So good news here. Everything seems to be working like it's supposed to now with reverse. I let it sit for about a week. Went out there and cranked it up and it went backwards. I'm like, yes. So I think we're okay. That additive or me topping it off or something must have worked. So I'm very happy about that. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to replace all the fuel lines and the fuel filter on it because it doesn't seem like it wants to pump gas up. I think we've got a little bit of a blockage in the line here. So what I'm going to do is take, so that I can access underneath here a little bit better, I'm going to take the two 10mm bolts out of the top here of the tank so that I can get up underneath and get that line underneath, make sure that's all nice and clear. And then after that, I'll finish the remainder of the lines up front here, and we should be done. I'm going to give this mower a really good wash though as well, just because it really needs it with oil and stuff caked up on the cylinder heads. But it seems to be running fine whenever it's getting fuel picked up to it. So fuel lines and a filter should change that and make it run more consistently, hopefully. So this thing was very dirty. Looks a lot better now, thankfully. I got blades for this as well. They're not new blades, but they'll work on, they came off of a Cub Cadet 50-inch. And I cleaned it as absolutely good as I could. There's dirt everywhere on this thing. So, but the good news is it runs good now. No issues after I put the fuel lines and stuff on. You can see those blades are done though. So we're going to throw some blades on them for them. After we do that, I think we're done with this. So let me show you it runs. The good news is, like I said, thankfully this thing started working in reverse again. So I don't know if just sitting a few days, if that had something to do with it or what, but it's a little surgy at idle, but a carb clean is cheaper than a carb replacement, and this is the thing that I had to wait about, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks to get paid for another machine. That's going to cost about the same as fixing this, so figure it's in fine running condition, let it roll like that. I'm going to put some, like I said, I'm going to put some blades on this that I have, and we're going to send it. I think we're done with it. I'm very happy that I did not have to do any transmission work on this in order for it to come back. I don't know if that Lucas worked or what, but in this case it did something, that's for sure. Blades on it made it a lot better, no doubt, in terms of the amount of racket that this deck is making. So yeah, it's still got a little surge at idle, but it runs pretty good with the blades engaged and at full throttle, so that's really good. It should be, like I said, really nice. Much better than it was. I'm very happy with... I will say this much. After yesterday was a Monday, I'm filming this on a Tuesday, and after the Monday I had, this was a nice surprise to come back and find that this mower would reverse. I will say that much. So this is the third one I've completed today, essentially, and we're going to be kicking along here continually. But very happy with how this turned out. Hopefully everything continues to work well for them. And so again, same guy that had the Craftsman Zero Turn that I filmed. I believe I filmed that, or the Troy-built Zero Turn had a bunch of water in the fuel. Same thing with this, a bunch of water in the fuel. Went through the entire fuel system, from the fuel lines, cleaned the tank out a little bit, cleaned the carburetor out. That carburetor was pretty rough, and put some additive in the transmission in the back, let it sit for a few days, and by some miracle it came back, so I'm very happy about that. And then swapped out some blades for some better ones. I didn't have new ones, but saves him a couple of dollars as well, and saves me a week of time, hopefully, from having to hold on to this thing, try and get some stuff cleared out of here. But yeah, so we're done with this. My man's 3 for 3 again on lawn equipment, so hopefully he'll be cruising along pretty good after this. And hopefully this thing will roll on with it for a little while longer for what it is. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this small engine repair video. I thank y'all very much for watching. We got a lot more machines to get fixed around here, and we'll see what that looks like here in the coming weeks as the heart of the season begins to wind down. Thanks again, y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.